All right, cool. We're going to jump into it. And what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Any Day Now podcast. My name is Byron Manuel. I'm joined always with
Rich TV. You already know what it is, man. We back with another episode, Any Day Now pod. It's 2026, man. We bringing in some hitters this year. We starting off the year with some heat,
lineup is crazy. The lineup is crazy.
Lineup is crazy.
What we've been doing is, getting the momentum down, getting the flow. But the lineup we got rolling in this year is wild. So today we have actor extraordinaire, on-stage comedian, writer, director, content creator. My man been in the editing bay, edited his own stuff.
Man, what we talking about?
All around superstar creative. The list goes chef.
One of one.
Yeah, one of one. My man.
Former athlete.
Former athlete. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Still athletic.
Out on this basketball court, you know what I'm saying? We could keep going. I could keep it going all day, and the episode will be over. The list of the man's accolades out here. I'm going to just call him Dean Will because that's how I know him. Welcome to the pod.
Scene stealer, Dean Will.
Appreciate
Scene
you.
stealer.
That's a dope intro right there.
Yeah,
you said all that. I'm like, damn, I do.
I do
like me.
I've done that.
Dang.
This is kind of me.
Yeah.
This is me.
I am extraordinary.
So what do you put on your title when you got that many titles? What do you do?
How do you identify?
What do you identify as
What do they call it?
2026?
What are they?
What are your pronouns?
What are your pronouns?
what are your nouns?
Oh, man, that's
Chameleon.
crazy. Comedian.
Yeah.
Comedian, is that the one you going with?
I mean, yeah.
I'm liking that right now, though, because
like
you in that pocket right now.
And comedians get to do whatever the hell
Comedians do whatever the
Y'all
fuck
can do
they
whatever
want
they
to do.
want. They can be movie stars. They can be
We still
radio
calling
stars.
Kevin Hart.
They can be podcasters.
We still calling Kevin Hart comedian, Dave Chappelle comedian.
Right.
Like, these done everything. Entrepreneurs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I started this because I wanted to make people laugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It might not have been on stage first, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That's what I've always been the clown. So.
Yeah.
That's a good place for us to start off.
Yeah.
Because I got questions.
Go ahead.
You know, just from knowing you, man, I've always just got the utmost respect because I know what it's like having to step into spaces where you don't have too many examples. And the examples that you do have, you usually aren't in arm's reach of, and you going into something from a place where most people ain't on that.
Yeah.
And then you step into this space and then you dominate. Ooh. You know, we hooped.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
You go to another state, you walk into a gym, you drop 30.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You looked at
You're a different type of brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of respect I'll be looking at people in this with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know when you walking in that court, when you away.
Come on.
And they see your walk.
Everything matters
They know,
from the
like,
moment you walk through the door.
okay.
Yeah.
The walk,
Yeah.
Like,
the shoes.
I might be guarding him right
Because
there.
you could have on some slippers if you got some slippers.
If
They
you
got on
got
the
slippers on, now they
it's
really
like,
looking
I was
at
like,
you.
ooh, he might be tough.
Ooh.
What shoes
Why
you
got the
put on?
slides
They're
on?
like, okay.
Ooh.
You walked in with the slides? It look like fresh slides, too.
Do rag.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when you take it off, you got a brush.
And you got a ball. You got your own ball.
Walked in with his
Hey,
own
yo,
bra.
who got up?
You call it next as soon as he
Is
got
it another
here.
practice court in here? We finna warm up. Okay, back this way? Okay, yeah.
Because that
we
who got
just-
up, that's like, I'm playing. Like, I know y'all picking me.
You feel me? So recognizing that, that shit is so real. We can we can compare anything to
Right,
hoop, bro.
that's a great analogy.
Knowing all of that, bro, just all the titles, all of the different hats you done worn, bro, how much different is being this dude versus when you felt like you was gonna be this dude?
Ooh, that's a good question. Man.
That's some heat out the gate.
Yeah,
I don't know. I always had this belief since I was younger that I would be successful.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And whatever way I deem that success to be, you know what I mean? Like, so, like, and I feel good about where I'm at right now. I'm at a place where a lot of people are trying to get to.
Yeah.
And it may not be where I want to be. It ain't
sure.
nearly close to where I want to be.
We all got big dreams.
Yeah. No, it's just,
I got to start looking at things from a glass half full.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, when I look back at the things that I've done, I'm very grateful, and I'm like, damn, I done did some shit.
I'll also say, because you said it might not be close to, but the truth is, it is close to.
Right, nah, for sure. Because
it's any day now.
It's any day now.
It's
That's the
any
name of
day
the
now.
pod. That's
Any
why it's the
day
name of the
now.
pod.
You get that call tomorrow. You
I love that.
you get that call tomorrow.
You feel me? And that can happen.
Yeah, no,
It can happen. We
Rich
got a
just got
question
one of
for
them
that.
calls. Rich just got one of them
Yeah,
calls.
I just got one of them calls.
Not even 3 weeks ago. It's not hasn't even been a month.
No, it's
yet.
been they
Less than a
just sent
month.
the contract.
Got that
today.
call. Yeah, and it's like it's making sense.
It's
you know
making
what I'm
sense.
saying?
Okay.
And that's the reason why.
That's when I'm on the cloud then. Yeah.
Come on, you see,
I see
head in the
it.
clouds because
Yeah,
you
I
know
see
what
it.
it's like going through that journey.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not clear skies and you don't know
not.
where the runway at, but you still got to use this navigation in that storm and try to land this thing. And you got people on the plane, so it's like, come on, it ain't just your life at stake.
Yeah, he actually just got +1 on the plane now.
Oh,
he
yeah,
just
you
got
got
+1. He just got +1 on the plane.
feel me?
now he flying the plane. He's like,
Hey.
shit, I gotta fly this
But
one.
look, 2 months. He said 2 months. So yeah.
No, that's what's up, Dean. I've always, man. You know, I've
Gotta
always.
bring my family, my bad.
no, that's a fact.
If she
Let's
can't
go.
come, if she can't come, we can't do it.
We can't
Can't
do it,
do
y'all.
it. She said we can't
I'm
do
a
it,
pass.
y'all. I
I'm a
got a
pass.
pass. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I've always looked at you, Dean, as like so multi-talented, man. You know, and we've had this conversation before. You know, I do identify you as genius. You know, when it comes to
Wow, appreciate that.
idea, craft, and really the discipline to do what you do. You know, I was introduced to you as a comedic actor. You know, and we kind of started in the world of sketch. Can you talk a little bit about your journey through sketch, connecting it to acting, and could you talk to me just a little bit about that process of taking you from there to where you are now?
You know what I mean? Like doing sketch comedy is something I always did, even when I didn't know I was doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? My mama bought me a camera like when I was in high school, and I didn't know how to use it. I just turned it on, and my cousin would record me just messing with the family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was something that I always knew from that point that I wanted to get into. And once like the YouTube thing started taking, like, well, it was when Instagram came out with the 15-second.
Yeah.
The sketches.
yeah.
It's like I knew I wanted to act. I knew I wanted to be funny, and this was my way of expressing that. You know what I mean? And I didn't even know it would grow to where it is now, to where like I can cultivate these ideas, and really see it come through. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, it's been a dope journey, and it's just been connecting me to so many different people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's the dope part about it.
Yeah, it's interesting too because you like you said, making people laugh, comedic actor, but now writer and director. How did you get into now taking the craft to a different level, writing out your ideas and then shooting them?
It was really when I got here in LA, man, and you start meeting people. I started doing videos with Kieran, Simone, and
Classics.
And,
He got some classics out there.
And Simone was Simone is a writer, and Kieran has a lot of great ideas.
Yeah.
He's like a tactician when it comes to social media. You know what I mean? Like the science behind it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I really learned, like kicking it with them, doing videos with them. That's when I kind of learned, like, okay, let me take the writing craft serious and just seeing how they work. And it's like, okay, let me figure out how to really write. Let me figure out how to form a sketch.
You saw they was actually really doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I just taught myself the YouTube videos.
YouTube University.
Or finding somebody that's putting out little classes on how to write this and that. And that's where I learned how to really write and just doing it. You know what I mean? And so yeah, man.
Man, random question. How many views you think you've cultivated over your journey? Things you've been in, written, produced, et cetera, et cetera. I can't pinpoint a number, but I'm just like, damn. Like, it's over 1 million, clearly.
Oh, my God. What are we talking about?
Then it's over 10 million for sure. Now it's over 100 million for sure.
For sure.
Then I start thinking 500 million, a billion? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's probably between 500 million and a billion.
If we calculating everything?
You're probably in the billion range.
Yeah, it's probably.
It's a billion. You know what I'm saying?
I done been a part of some dope stuff.
Yeah.
Not just my own.
Exactly.
Other people things.
Yeah.
Where
It's
like,
over $1 billion, bro.
It's over $1 billion.
It's clearly over $1 billion.
And growing right now as we're talking.
That's crazy.
Right. And you recognize that too by sometimes you go places and it be like, people are like, what? How you know me out here in Maryland? Yeah. That's the interesting thing. That's the craziest part I've realized from what social media did was like anytime I'm out with you, anybody that we kind of was working with, the recognition that y'all get everywhere we go. Yeah, to this day. Yeah. That I'm like, wow, like what I've done a little bit of acting on my journey. You know what I'm saying? I've been in a couple little things. Yeah. I remember being out. I remember being out with Virgil. We went to Houston. Actually, we was going to see my brother in Houston. And we hopped off in the airport, and dude was like, "Oh snap, King V," talking to Virgil. He like, "Man, I just watched a sketch, and you had the dude answer the." Oh shit! This was the dude. Oh yeah, I was like, me? Yeah, yes. Well, where would you like me to sign? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was just amazed that it's like, I'm behind the camera mostly, but I'm like, damn, now I'm being recognized. So y'all star meter is like crazy, man. How has that helped you on your journey to really pursue what you really want to do, is being an actor and comedian, on bigger stages and stuff like that? How has sketch helped you prepare for that? I mean, it's dope, like, because when you see people when people start noticing things, that's when you like, okay, what I'm doing is right.
Yeah, for
sure.
You know
what I'm saying? Like, I just got to
keep doing it. That be the thing, is to keep doing it.
That's the
I got burnt out in Vine days because I was like, I got to keep doing this shit. And 6 seconds wasn't enough for me to feel like I was scratching that itch. And I just couldn't keep doing it. And that's when I kind of pivoted from it. But watching people that did keep doing it, my level of respect is like up here, because I'm like, bro, that shit takes a lot, bro.
Nah, dude. And I feel like I feel like I'm not even one of the ones that really just
be going to. We know the craziest working ones in the world. Yeah, that's why.
You know what I mean? And it's sometimes I be feeling like, damn, am I working hard enough? But nah, man, it really helps because like you see what you're doing is right. You know what I mean? And it just pushes you and motivates you and inspires you to do more.
Yeah, I've always looked at like the daily element of sketch and the daily attempt. Like, you've got actors who work 8 days out of the year on stuff, and then you've got somebody in the world of sketch acting 365 days a year.
Man,
for real, we was talking about them reps.
The compare and contrast to how many shots you getting up is Steph Curry like now. Yeah, this is how many shooting, you know what I'm saying? So I've always looked at that as like on the journey of sketch, that has benefited everybody in front and behind the camera. Because even me, writing a lot of those sketches or directing them or producing them, I got to learn how to write, produce, direct every single day to build confidence, to get stuff out there, to rework stuff. We got so much IP now. We were just talking the other day, going through old IP that was like still valuable IP, because now they got vertical micro dramas out, and we've already got established IP.
With that, man.
You know what I'm
like,
saying?
Hey, we can still, you'll send me a sketch and be like, hey, this is a feature right here.
Yeah.
That is a feature.
If we put them all together, it's a feature.
I'm like, that is a feature, man. Damn.
No, you didn't realize you'd have done 35 movies.
Right. I done got the ideas already, all right here.
Yeah. You're like, can I put this on my IMDb?
And it's interesting because, like, we do. Sure. A few of these is up there. No, but it's interesting because, like, if you look in the world of IP and you look at, like, the studio system not only just keeps recreating it because out of their fear, but it's also a good thing that it's like you've got these ideas that you can keep recycling, redrafting, reworking, and we've cultivated an abundance of those. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I was just going on a tangent. I'm also interested to ask you about like your journey into stand-up now.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask about.
Yeah, you've been doing stand-up for how long now, you think?
I'm going on my third year. Full year.
Dang, time is flying, man. I still remember when you was like, yeah, I think I'm about to go up on stage. I'm like, he ain't going up on stage, man. He funny, but he ain't going up on stage. This nigga went up on stage, caught the bug, man. Talk to me a little bit about that addiction now that is being a comedian. You know what I'm saying? Like on the
you're
stage
a real comedian.
like you solidified now. Like
that boy a real comedian. You got to what you
ain't no question mark.
Y'all got me fucked up.
No question mark.
Like I be on this motherfucker. I can get on this stage.
Niggas got laughs out here. Nigga.
You feel me?
And you've been in front of some of the legends in comedy that have said, like what you're doing there.
Hey,
that was
fella.
kind of funny.
Hey,
Actually,
dude.
even let me just
like what you're doing over there,
let
man.
me just ask you this question. I know you had told me a story one time about being up on stage, a bunch of legends in the crowd, but Chris Spencer came up to you and gave you some advice, man. Could you talk to me about what that moment meant and what that experience was like?
So that's when I was at the improv, and I did like a quick joke. It was just I was fucking with the crowd. It was a gay couple, and I just looked at the couple, and I had a particular joke already kind of written down that I didn't do, but it was a gay couple, and I looked at them, and I was just like, I bet y'all got hands. My brother was gay, and he had hands, and that was it. That's all I said. And the crowd was laughing. I went back into my bit.
Yeah.
Then when I got off stage, my homeboy Marcus was looking at me. I don't know if y'all know Marcus. You know Marcus. He wears suits. He a comedian or whatever. He looking at me like, Dean, come here. And this is early in the, when you starting. I'm like, what's up? I'm walking to him, and then the hand grabs me. He said, hey, nigga. I look. I'm like, oh, shit. It's Chris Spencer. Like, what's up? If you don't, he looking at Marcus, like, call me. Are you getting this nigga? Like, let's tag team this nigga. Takes me outside. He said,
We're going to throw a pause in there, but keep going. I got your back, but I don't want to ruin the story. Continue.
Whoa.
He take me outside, and he was like, that gay brother joke. Your brother got hands. I've never heard that. And you just said it, and you went away from you. There's so much to squeeze out of it. You know what I mean? And they just start tagging it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When a comedian, and I was always told by my homies Bilal and Shabazz, like when a comedian come up to you and they start tagging your shit, they really fucking with you.
Yeah.
Comedians don't.
That's just how comedians.
And when that nigga was, I'm talking about, I got it recorded.
Yeah.
I got it saved.
Yeah.
They graffitied your shit.
Nigga, what? I'm like, oh wow, this what they mean.
This is where it could have went.
This what they mean.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, now I can take this story because my brother really gay, and I just blended the story.
And he really got hands.
Well, he doesn't have hands.
Okay.
But there's another gay dude that was in our neighborhood that grew up named Tracy who did have hands.
Yeah.
So I just they just helped me cultivate this joke, and I blended the two together, and you know what I mean. Now
Came
I got
out with the funny.
Now I got a dope fire joke. You know what I mean? So
fire joke.
I got a
that's
question.
your story.
So I got a question in the comedic world. If so, say he heard that, right? It would be like just complete disrespect if he went out and tried to do the tag versions of that joke, right?
Oh, yeah, if he did
that would
joke,
be like joke stealing,
that
like
would
how
be
people
joke
be doing.
stealing, yeah,
So
for
people
sure.
be doing that though.
People be doing it. I haven't experienced.
Because I feel like I done seen comedians arguing about
I've heard
shit like
comedians
this, but
talk
I'm not
about
in the
this before.
like, I don't
I've
know
heard
exactly what
comedians
that
talk
shit
about
really.
Comedians do it. They argue about it all the time. I haven't experienced it myself.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
just
So I
wondering the
don't know.
code. Yeah.
I haven't. I've been. I mean, I don't think Chris Spencer would ever.
No. I'm not even thinking.
Yeah. No,
But I'm
so I
just
know
like
you're not
as an
saying that.
example, you know. Yeah.
But now, I've never experienced it, but I've seen other comedians experience it firsthand.
Oh yeah.
And like I've seen people get checked. I've seen people like, hey, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like so what you call it? Was just telling the story. Kevin Tate about Kevin Tate was talking about on his IG. They was at the Improv. They just chilling, hanging, and there was a young comedian that came up to him, and he was like, that was one of his favorite comedians. He like, man, I be doing your joke. And then Kevin Tate like, nigga, what?
Yeah,
like you be doing my joke. Nah, nigga, you can't do that.
He thought it was a good thing.
Yeah, he thought it was a good nigga. What? Nah. So I know I mean
that's crazy.
I got too much stuff to talk about. Only thing I talk about is my life. So you know what I mean. So
that's another thing. So yeah, how did you figure out your? Because I got so many questions. I've had that kind of feeling when I was younger. I used to think about doing stand up because of the people we grew up watching, obviously, and stuff. Like when Cat Williams was on his run, that had everybody talking about stand up. That was one of them times for our culture. You know what I'm saying? And it's always one of them things where I'm like, man, you got to have so much bravery to go up on the stage by yourself
What?
and just be responsible for making a bunch of people you
laugh?
don't know laugh.
Bro, it's the
And
highest
you
form
can't
of,
fake
it's
it.
the highest form of entertainment.
Yeah.
It
In
gotta
my
be.
opinion.
It gotta
Absolutely.
be.
It's just you, a mic, and a crowd.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And they don't, especially when they don't know you.
Oh man, when they
You
don't
can't
know
change
you,
scenes. You can't change clothes. You
Nigga,
can't
what?
change
You
nothing.
not
and if you
singing?
don't deliver it the right way, you still gotta stay
You
there
get
and pick
instant
it up,
feedback.
and you gotta
Yeah.
What?
like
Instant
when
feedback.
you first stepped into it. And this is for all the people out there that had the same feeling as me because I've thought about it and I feel like it's one of the scary. Like if you see me up on a stage doing stand up, just know
I'm scared.
I've made it.
Yeah.
It will be at a point in my life where I can't ruin.
You like Will Smith with it.
Yeah, like, cause that shit right there,
Nah, yeah.
I got different respect for it.
Nah,
You know what
bro,
I'm saying?
Same here.
I do
Same
too, and that's when I was thinking about doing it. I knew I didn't want to go into it I wanted to go into it with that respect.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because like I have a lot of comedic friends, and when I talk to them about it, they be like, all right, don't go. They really be like, all right. Cause they don't, they look at it like, don't go up there bullshitting, trying to do some shit, and you just trying to do some shit. You know what I mean?
like really mean this shit. You gotta really mean it.
Like I remember my homeboy Donovan, shout out to Donovan Jordan. He told me, I used to ask him for advice.
Donovan funny as hell too.
Nah, yeah. That nigga say, yeah, talk to me in 2 years. And that nigga really meant that shit.
Because
No, that's a fact.
you gonna find out.
Yeah,
That's a
that
fact.
nigga really
It
meant
ain't
that
nothing he
shit.
can tell you that
Are
was
you
just
gonna
gonna
still
make
be
you
here or
prepared.
you're
Right.
not gonna still be here?
Yeah.
So, but when I first started, bro, like I first started, I did a show, and after that show, I didn't perform until another year.
It was scary. Like, tell me about that. That's what I wanted to ask you. Is like when you
I don't
first
think I
got
remember
into
that
it,
part.
what was it?
Okay.
What was it like first stepping up onto it and really feeling that for the first time?
Man, it was like shitting your pants. Nigga, shit.
That's crazy.
Like my whole body was tingling.
That's crazy.
You know how the nerve, you just
The most nervous you've ever been.
It's like being in the game at the end of the game. There's 20 seconds left. You're down by 3, and that pressure. It's just, you know what I'm
and
saying?
it's
But
just
it's times
overwhelming.
10.
yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
it's constant that whole time.
That's what I'm
You know what I'm
saying,
saying?
bro. You
It's
can't escape it.
constant.
Like you're stuck in it.
And it's not acting because there's no take 2.
Right. And
So
There's no,
That's-
my bad.
yeah.
I messed up
Right.
the joke, everybody. I'm
And
gonna
then
run
you
it.
get warmed up as
Yeah.
you go. You don't even get to
Nah.
warm up. Like you got to go out there and just
Coming to the
dive
stage,
Nigga,
funny,
what?
be funny now.
Yeah.
Like, damn, nigga, I
But
gotta come out funny.
when I first started, it was me. Cassandra was coming to work out.
I remember.
Courtney Elise was coming to work out.
Jamie was there.
Shit, I was on the show I was on was with Courtney and Virgil was on it too.
Oh, yep.
Virgil
Yeah, I
was
remember
working
Virgil
stuff
went
out.
out. Yeah.
And like, bro, honestly, bro, I remember at that time, I'm like, damn, everybody good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the only thing that would stop certain people is
Yeah.
just that
nervousness.
that fear
Yeah.
on stage, bro.
Yeah.
Like, cause it's real, and like
You find out if you built for it, for
Nah,
sure.
but it's a feeling that don't go away. I
Mm,
mean, like
you
even
still
now,
feel that.
even now, it may not be as. I'm always gonna have those butterflies. I'm
Yeah.
always gonna feel like I'm about to throw up. Before
If
this.
you're
Feel it, yeah.
familiar now,
Is it,
me.
you
do
know how
you
to
think it has to
navigate
do with the fear of knowing what it's like? Like for instance, if you ain't never been punched in the face before, you always gonna be real scared to get hit by anything.
Then
you know
you
what
get
I'm
punched
saying?
in the face, you like,
You like, oh shit, I'm alive. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Nah,
Is
for
it
sure.
that type of fear, or is it like a nah? This is kind of like my if I don't come out on the other side of this with some laughs, like it's a tie to my identity now. It feels like
Nah,
it's
for
gonna
sure.
affect me heavily. You know what I'm saying?
I
Type
think
shit.
I feel like it's a little bit of all of that.
It
Man.
is okay.
Like
Combination.
because you got to be funny.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's
Because you
impressive,
ain't
bro.
funny. The
the
comedians ain't
career
gonna,
won't, yeah.
comedians ain't gonna respond. This nigga ain't funny. Even if you've been funny and you bomb, nigga, like, this nigga ain't. You know what I'm saying? But like, but it comes with it though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So now
That's what makes it the hardest profession, if you ask me, for sure.
Nah, for sure. But now I just know how to. I don't even know if I know how to take the punches yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm still new in it.
Okay, true.
And like
true.
I haven't had one of those bombing moments, and hope to the Lord I never do. like a lot of people talk about. You know what I mean? I've went on stage and bomb, ain't nobody laugh, but once you once you go through it, it's like that
You
shit wasn't
good.
bad.
Yeah, you like I'm cool.
Like I was working some stuff out.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
it could have just been because you're trying to work a joke
Yeah,
out.
I'm
It's like,
trying to figure it out.
yeah. And like when you get that mind, I'm still working to get to that mindset
Yeah.
of trying to work jokes out. Like
Yeah.
newly, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
on stage, like
that's a new feeling.
Yeah, it's still I'm still learning that part of it.
Doing that shit in front
So
of
it's like
everybody.
working a muscle like anything else.
Exactly.
Like you
That's all it
developing that
is.
jumper, you know
That's
what I'm
all
saying?
it
Your
is,
mid
bro.
range a little bit.
Man, you've got this illustrious career in comedy, but I know you've told me about, you know, your complete character as a creative, you know, which involves stepping out of comedy as well, which you also do. I kind of want to talk a little bit about the drama, but actually you had a good question that you wrote down here. Actually, let me ask this question first, and then let me ask you something else.
Yeah,
I was creating.
And nothing like them laughs though, boy.
Yeah, I can only
when you get
from the
I did
gut or from the gut where you know people dying.
I did the Comedy Store for the first time one time like last year,
Yeah.
and it was packed. My boy Gumbo put the show on, and bro, it was like I was out of body.
You was floating on the stage.
I could see myself on stage. I could see everybody laughing. I'm like, everything hitting. I'm like,
It's the
oh,
one.
nigga, I'm finna back. Nigga, I was just.
It's like a floating in shit.
It was
This
high.
nigga killing it. I mean,
Oh
I'm killing
my
it.
God.
I mean, am I killing it? I'm killing it.
Oh my God!
Just
And then
levitated.
yeah, especially when people get to see you like really start.
In your element.
They can see
Oh, from the
first-
from
that
very beginning.
jump
Oh
was
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
to where it's at now, it's like, oh damn, nigga, you really been working.
Yeah. Oh, because people have seen versions of jokes that have
Right.
been developed now where it's like,
Right.
oh, now this shit is
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like drafting a script
Yeah.
that
Seeing both
nobody
of
gets to read until the final. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But
Yeah.
instead they're reading it.
Right.
Do you because people know you from being a comedian, you know, do you ever feel pressure that you always got to be funny?
Nah, I don't really be feeling no pressure.
You
like,
got
when
more
it come-
depth than that, I feel like.
Yeah, when it come to that, it's like, man, I'm gonna do me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you ain't feeling it, then you ain't feeling it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm confident when it come to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about I want to say you told me that one of the actors that you really admired that you wanted to model your career after was
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
yeah, exactly.
Not a bad person.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I just love his range. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like
That
I got
versatility.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where he
To
can
go
do,
from this end to that end.
right. He can do Alone Came Polly.
Yeah.
And then he can do Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
go do the
Yeah.
joint he did with Meryl Streep. I forget
Yeah.
the name of it. But he's such a dynamic actor. He
Yeah.
was such a dynamic actor where he can
Yeah.
do all those things, and that's kind of what I want to display to
Yeah.
the world. You know what I mean? To show
You
that
had
I can.
you had an opportunity in this film I seen called Swoon.
Man,
What a
I,
masterpiece.
That was
It was a masterpiece, right?
yeah, it was
yeah,
an
that's what I heard.
Yeah.
incredible independent film by
my
some
God.
filmmakers that we all love.
A couple of
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
that I know.
Yeah, but your role in that was really one scene.
Mm-hmm.
But in my opinion, and Rich said it earlier, you stole the scene. You know what I'm saying? You left an imprint on the film that a lot of people who watch the film always remembered that moment in the script. And me and you talked about that a little bit before of this being this shifting moment kind of in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
To watch it kind of come to life like that was crazy. What do you kind of remember from that experience of taking that script
Mm-hmm.
and sort of honing it into your own?
So the one thing that I remember is like I just sat down with it, read it a bunch of times, and I just like let me just create a backstory for this guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Let
Yeah.
me like what's going on with it? Why does he feel so? Why is this hurting him so bad?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then I just like I really wrote a movie in my head.
Yeah.
You know
It
what I
felt
mean?
like
Yeah.
I watched a
I wrote a
movie. and
movie
that's-
That was there.
That scene
Yeah.
was a movie.
I wrote a movie in my head about that character. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is his wife?
Mm-hmm.
Does he think his wife may still be alive? Is she dead? Did they find the body? Like,
Yeah.
these were the things that I was like
Mhm.
throwing in my head, like thinking about, and it's one of the first times where I just really kind of like studied the scene and not just try to conjure up something in my life to
Mhm.
cry. It was like I'm gonna conjure something up in his life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like I
Yeah.
really dropped into that character, you know, and I think that really helped me, like creating that backstory and finding that really helped me conjure up those emotions. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know what was gonna happen that day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Have you been in class for acting like you have for comedy, like same type of approach?
Yes.
And I was asking because it sounded like it for sure.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
You know,
Anything I'm a person that love to learn.
Yeah.
So like I gotta be
Yeah.
anything I dive into, like the writing. I took writing classes. I took sketch writing classes.
Yeah.
I'm on the internet. When I'm in acting, I'm taking acting classes.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in Houston, that's all I did was take acting classes.
Yeah.
Shout out to my girl Elise.
She got you right.
She got me right, man. That was when I first bought a camera.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
I was filming stuff. And
crazy thinking back at that time, huh? A time where Dean had a camera and didn't know what he was doing.
Man, have we all not been there?
Bro,
damn.
She made a deal with me, and she was like, "Hey, I need stuff filmed and edited for whatever it was." She would film like little kids doing scenes and things like that, or she would charge people to create what you call it, reels,
like a reel,
reels, and I would just shoot them for her with my
that's
camera.
cool.
And she would let me take her classes for free.
Oh, that's cool.
So and
we'd be finding a way to
we
make
did that
some
for like
shit free.
3 years, bro. And that really helped and it built me. You know what I mean? And then I had her access to her emails, and she would tell me to email certain people, and then one day I just emailed her. I emailed her agents.
Damn, did she even know that?
On my behalf.
On your behalf.
Because I had tried to get with these agents before. Tried to get with these agents before.
I feel you, bro.
I tried to get with them before.
Talk about making your own way.
Yeah, you had, bro.
That need to be in the mock.
That's funny.
Nah, for sure. And I emailed them before, and they didn't. They were like, "Oh, we think you got the talent, but just keep working." And then I met her, seen this email, like, yeah. And I told her, I said, like, I'm gonna email. Is it cool if I email Sydney? And she was like, yeah, you can do your thing or whatever.
But from yours.
But from yours.
Man, no, what I loved about that scene and that opportunity for you in Swoon, man, was really just to show like a different side of your acting abilities. I also want to go on record and say we shot it in one take. I also want to say that as I was preparing the script, I broke it up because when I looked at the monologue, I was like, oh, this is too much for an actor. And then when you said you wanted to do it, I was like, I'm not going to do Dean like this and give him all these lines in one situation like that. And I remember you hitting me like, yo, it's like broken up. Like, I want to put it together. I'm like, oh, no, I was just making it easier for you. No, I don't. Nah. I don't want to do that, sir. let me just run it through.
That's not what I want.
I said, oh, okay. Well, then we end the game. Then I guess it is yours now.
This brother came to hoop.
Yeah,
my bad.
You run
we
the
were
point
just playing
there.
basketball.
Yeah,
you wanted to hoop.
Yeah, run the offense and you tell me what the play is, sir. Man, and you came through and you just killed it, bro. I just thought it was a cool opportunity to show like multi-sides, much like I want to do for all of my friends that I know that are talented, is like help cultivate some of the things that they want to show the world and what they want to bring to the table. You know, I absolutely thought you killed that.
Man. No, I appreciate that, bro. I think that just comes from my background of theater. Yeah. You know what I mean, I did a lot of plays. I started out doing plays.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's
dope. When it comes to acting. And so
that's wild.
Making even more sense now.
Yeah,
it's making even more sense.
Yeah, so I don't know if y'all
my man a full thespian.
Man,
okay, we should have that in the intro.
Yeah,
you know what I
my
mean?
bad.
Look, we
forgot one.
A lot of people don't know that, but
18 for 19.
That's a good percentage right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, a good percentage. But a lesson, I don't know if you guys know this, A Lesson Before Dying.
I don't think so.
So Mekhi Phifer played in it.
It's a movie?
It's a play.
Okay.
But they also made it a movie as well, too.
Oh, okay. Mekhi was in the play?
So Mekhi was in the movie.
Oh, the movie,
with Don Cheadle.
Oh, fire.
Yeah, so basically it's about this kid it take place in like the 20s. He was on trial for murder that he didn't commit, and he's on trial to die, and he's gonna die. You know what I mean? So it's a lesson before he's trying. He has to learn how to be a man before he dies, right?
That's
And that's when I first had like a heavy heavy dialogue. I was in damn near every scene.
Mm-hmm.
So like that prepared me to get used to like long scenes like that.
Man, and we were talking about it before we got on here. Just that preparation that you get,
right? That
you can't really replicate nowhere else.
Right.
It ain't nothing like doing the real thing. Like that real life experience of doing this. It's the only thing that makes up for all the stuff that people sitting on their couch making excuses for. It's the only thing.
It's the best teacher, man. When you learn and when you're doing when you're doing it, it's better than going to school for it.
For sure.
If you're in it, then
you gotta be immersed in it. Yeah, you gotta be immersed in it, man. I want to switch gears a little bit and talk to you about. I mean, on the pod sometimes we just like to talk about some of the realities of being a creative, man. And I want to know how you've kind of navigated some of the ups and downs that this business has given us all. You know, how are you still here? Why are you still doing this? How have you been able to navigate, the storm that we weather every day?
Man, felt the wind.
Nigga said breathing. He said breathing.
That's this man, boy. Sometimes I be looking back. I be looking at stuff. I be looking back at things. I be like, I'm still here,
man.
Who paid the rent?
Man, bro.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Where'd the food come from?
What?
Because I ain't had it.
Is that God? God.
I think one, I can just say prayer, man. You know what I mean? Like
prayer works.
I'm a faithful person. You know what I mean? I'm a believer in Christ, and so I start right there. You know what I mean?
Amen.
And then I just think, just the people that are around me. You know what I mean? The friends that I've built during these times, being connected with people that are able to just like, hey yo, I got this right, I got this idea I'm doing. You want to write on it? Pay this. A lot of that has happened.
Network, my brother.
Man, we talk a lot about how important that is, bro. And it's just like hooping. We always comparing what we do to hooping, bro.
Nah, for sure.
And it's the team. Like, you can't go out there and play 1-on-5 all the time and think you gonna fucking win. Yeah. And sometimes you on the court and you don't realize you in the league, but you out there as an amateur trying to guard LeBron. Like, bro, you got to realize sometimes what's going on, and it's a lot of stuff that get lost in, I feel like, the ethic that it really takes to be successful at this, because it looks easy, because people see you on screen, on camera, whatever it might be. In their eyes, it looks simple.
Oh, nigga, what?
You know what I mean?
You go back to the crib, they like, nigga. Like, it ain't all that.
Yeah. But in reality, we know, stepping into anything like that is tough.
Yeah.
What do you feel like you love the most about being a creative? Because a lot of us always are talking about how tough it is, and it is. Mm-hmm. It is.
Right.
But what would you say makes you want to keep doing it?
Man, it's because it's like when I think about creating, I think about freedom. You know what I'm saying? Like even if it's not making anything, when I'm in the midst of creating, like I'm free. Like, you know what I mean? And
I love that.
There's no better feeling than doing what you love. So I try to always stay in that mindset when I'm creating. Just be free. Be free. It's freedom. This is how you get to your freedom in every way you can think of it, bro. It's freedom.
Yeah. Man, and actor to actor, I got a question, because you a real actor now. You real actor now. We can talk about some things. That freedom part.
Switching to gear 5 now.
Gear 5. Now we're gonna get on the highway. I hope you got your seatbelt on.
We're gonna get on the highway.
Take me down Mulholland.
Yeah, we're gonna. In the beginning when you first start doing scenes, for instance, right? I remember feelings when, especially from being an athlete, like you always.
Are you talking about in scenes after action, or just when you first started?
Just period. Okay. Just doing scenes, studying class, connecting up with somebody, looking somebody in the eye long enough to actually know, like, I'm doing a real scene. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I remember the feeling in the beginning of feeling like it was almost like I had shoulder pads on. Or something where you feel like almost restricted. That's why I'm getting at this freedom thing. How much more free, and what do you feel like that process has been from you from the beginning of when you first started acting to now, like where as free as I saw you in that scene, for instance? Because I was there.
Right.
I was there.
Yeah.
I'm tearing up.
Yeah.
And I was the first person that walked over after you.
Yeah,
You don't remember
you did.
afterwards.
I remember.
Because actor to actor, I'm like, I know what it's like to go there, bro. Like, I done been in scenes where I couldn't stop crying for 20 minutes after the scene.
Nah, for sure.
There was a release
that
there
was.
for something.
The release is out of control. And I
Mm-hmm.
know what that's like. I call it blacking out sometimes. And to me, you definitely blacked. I was like, oh, you, bro is going
I don't
for
know
it.
where he was at.
You know what I'm saying? And I watched Dean get lost.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you feel like you had the moment where you had your first breakthrough where you realized you were capable of that and being that free and getting to that point of being that free? Because a lot of actors get stuck and never know what that actually feels like. And it's one of the most liberating, freeing feelings in the fucking world.
Right. The first moment. I had did a scene, like a movie in like 2021 called Backyard Bone or something. I was playing like this killer, like slasher dude, right?
Yeah.
And you can't even see my face. I got makeup on.
Yeah, that's even crazier. So now you can really go.
Right.
You can make ugly faces under the back.
Right. But it's an emotional scene. But the killer is having an emotional scene because he's killing people he's killing racist people. But he killing bad racist people, you know. Well, I mean racist.
I was like, what's
I was about to say bad white people, but he's reacting to this character that gets shot, chick, and he's supposed to get emotional, and then they got this camera, this lens, this diopter where they want me to drop a tear.
Oh, they in there. Super extreme close up on the tear.
And I'm like, all right, damn. So, but this is when I was but I channeled in. My mama passed in 2010, so like I was channeling that. You know what I mean? And I was out of there, bro.
Damn. That was the first time
but it didn't feel free. No, you know what I'm saying?
That's a lot of pain.
It felt free. It felt free as far as like releasing that.
Sound
you know
like
what I mean?
You paid the cost stuff.
You know what I mean? But it did.
Yeah,
and that's why I'm not gonna lie. This scene with Swoon was the one time where it's like, oh, this is really what freedom is because I didn't go to that place.
To you.
You have to pay that cost. Now you had the muscle.
I like to call it your toolbox. You found that's something in your toolbox that you don't always have to pull out in that way. You can pull out the other one that you pulled out for Swoon that ain't gonna hurt you and affect you as much. But I think knowing that you even got that though is extremely valuable because a lot of people don't even know that they're capable.
Right.
You know, and they look at other people in awe like, wow, like I want to be able to do that. And you don't even realize. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it comes at a price.
People don't even have the courage to go there.
Yeah,
for sure.
People haven't even developed wanting to walk down that road or travel that path or kind of figure that out, man. Which I always think has been dope. That when I watch really good talent kind of figure out how to elevate the character. You know what I'm saying? I always just thought that was pretty magical.
Yeah, man.
Do you have any idea? I just blacked out. Did we even wrap that up?
I don't even know.
It was so deep that I was in it. I was like, man.
I could talk about this all day, just being, an actor, and I love it so much, the craft too, and being able to, talk to somebody that shares the same experience. Because a lot of people will never know what it's like actually living in, a character and having it feel, the weight of it.
Could you actually, question for both of y'all too. We'll start with you, Dean, but I'm just curious, what is that like really when you feel like you've taken on an entirely different character, or were you really, and maybe it's always, but I feel like sometimes I've seen actors not stray too far away from themselves, and then I've seen some actors that I didn't even recognize was the character, and
because there's that much character work.
Yeah, it's like, what have you experienced that before? Like, what's that process like getting that deep into character?
I think for me that process is just really not just studying the scene, but like studying the character itself. You know what I mean? Like finding the things that make the character tick. You know what I mean? What is it that upsets him? What is it that angers him? What is it that makes him happy? You know what I mean? Like really diving deep into character for me, character analysis. That's how I can really jump into it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Coming up with some
specific.
Yeah.
What about you, Rich?
For me, it's really, and I study Meisner. I don't know what you study, but I always grew up studying Meisner, and for me, I've realized that just like I was mentioning, like I got a toolbox,
Right.
and in my toolbox, over all of these different stories that I've been able to tell and characters that I've played, I've had things that I've been able to relate to something, even if it's not something directly in my life, but it's something in my heart that I'm familiar with enough to be able to know how I feel about it. And once I get a script or, you know, I'm studying a character, I do the same thing that you're saying. I figure out who this person is. I figure out why they're this person. I figure out what their objective or goal is and, you know, this whole situation. Then I really just dive into the relationships and stakes and the circumstances that I'm under now. So it's like, I don't always take it from being, you know, somebody else's story as much as I'm behaving truthfully under imaginary circumstances. And then the relationships are really what, it's like, who is this person to me? You know what I mean? And a lot of times I got somebody, we know so many people, bro. You know, when you get to knowing so many people and you've been studying people for so long, like I can feel it. It's almost like you give me a couple of reads of it. I read it a few times, and after a while I can just see this person. I can feel this person. I can hear how they talk, you know, and I can feel what matters to them. And once I drop in and I really am in there, and I'm like, oh yeah, you know, everything about you feels like you living in somebody else's skin, but it's your skin. You just under some circumstances now that means something to you because you were specific enough and figured out like, oh, this is what actually matters to this person, and now you leaning on that. So that world and space for me that's how I get there. It's a process, but I feel like and that's why I feel like they call it dropping in, because once you drop in, it's almost like that moment when you jump off the ledge into a pool and you know you're about to feel the shock of that water, but you know there's no going back in there, you know what I'm saying?
I can't swim, so I can't relate.
I'm sure you've been pushed in the pool.
I have been pushed in the pool, though.
That's where the trauma came from. That's where the trauma came from. But once you dive in and you actually know what that feeling feels like, you get more familiar with not being scared to drop in, too. So like you was talking about, some people be afraid of it, and it's like they holding on to something. That was me for most of my career, I feel like, because there would be moments, in class where I feel like, I got to kind of, you know, get free. But at the end of the day, it's a whole different ballgame. I'm a hooper. I loved game day. When the lights was on and the cameras came out and we was on ESPN and the cheerleaders is there and it's rocking and the crowd, that's what I lived for. You knew Rich was going to show up that day. He might not have been at practice all week. But Rich gonna show up on game day. And
I feel like you got to a point where you was like, looked at your bank account and was like, I'm gonna be free on set tomorrow. I'm just gonna go
for it now. Listen, it's not
career
added
change
up, bro. And it's crazy though, because I was fortunate enough to get, you know, some bookings early. Not even early, but it took time. But I've got some good credits that actually, you know, I'm very proud of, but at the same time,
help prepare you too.
And that it actually prepared me for it. But like I remember, bro, like that feeling of like, damn, I don't feel like I'm getting where I feel like I can get with all of this lasted so long until it was like, you realize you got to put in enough hours on that. Like if I were doing sketches every day, maybe it would have came sooner. If I was, you know, putting in some extra work here and there that I didn't realize. I know I took it to another gear before it happened. But it was like, man, I think a lot of people don't get that far because they don't know how much it takes.
I think what's really important about that, what you said, was like, even without the opportunity of like some people who built talent and stuff and memory and muscle memory and all that stuff through like daily practice or sketches, one thing I've noticed about you is that you found other ways to cultivate the talent and figure out how to get reps
and get better
and do this and do that with this thing on that project, this project, then find sketch, then do this, then that, you know what I'm saying? Like I think that's the mark of like the people who really want it the most is the niggas who are like, it don't matter how I'm gonna get this work, I'm gonna go find this.
We're gonna work.
We're gonna get this.
That's real shit.
We almost get into the end, but we usually do just like some random rapid fire questions at the end, so you can answer them short or long. But I'm just curious, what do you say makes a great comedian?
What makes a great comedian?
Yeah. What are those principles? What are those, you know, intangibles or tangibles that
makes them great.
That makes them great.
Being true to yourself, you know what I mean? Like finding the truth in the stories that you want to tell. Because like for me, it's like all my jokes come from a true place.
We got some truth in it.
Yeah. And
that's a major key, actually.
Right now, for sure.
You wouldn't even think about that in comedy on the surface level, but when you actually dive in, it's like, no, that's some real shit.
Yeah. And that's the same for acting too. It's truth. You know what I mean? And you got to be funny. I mean,
bare minimum.
But like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's the price of entry level.
Entry prices.
You got to be funny. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, man, I think just being true to yourself and true to what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Like I said, people don't take jokes. Come up with your own stuff. And yeah, bro, just get that shit out, man.
Yeah. Do you have any favorite comedians that you
Bernie
like
Mac.
their style?
Oh yeah,
Bernie Mac.
Legend.
Arguably, probably one of the funniest people to ever grace our planet.
Ali Sadiq. But I fuck with Ali Sadiq. He from the crib.
Yeah.
My boy D-Lay. I think D-Lay one of the funniest people.
D-Lay hilarious.
I think D-Lay one of the funniest people. And like to me, when I see him on stage, I just be like, he was one that really just inspired me to get up.
Start laughing.
I just be like, I'm like, dang, man, I'm not that funny. Like these are funny.
Really is funny. How crazy is it? How good is our God, bro?
Man,
to create humans,
bro,
that really are as funny as that. Can we show an appreciation for just being funny, bro? Because without that, our world is
It's undervalued.
Ooh, it's dark.
Yeah, you see, ain't nobody get no awards for being funny.
Dark,
because that nigga's a different. Like some people just a different kind of funny, bro.
Bro, it's levels.
Like
dog.
you know what I mean?
It's
like
levels.
I know my funny. I know my lane. You know what I'm saying? Like. Yeah, some people just.
I feel like I even feel like people like Mike Epps, like he just sounds fun. Like everything he says just sounds funny for some reason.
Right.
Like, I don't even know if he's telling a joke right
But
now.
the craziest thing to me is like, bro, there's so many people. Man, I'm just thinking about how talented our people are. Like, think about it. Like, there's one thing to be funny. We all know people that's funny we grew up with, right? Mm-hmm. You got a cousin or somebody that if they really locked in and had a whole different...
you funny as hell, Rich.
Yeah, bro. Right? Yeah. But you got people that that never would even think about actually doing comedy.
Yeah. Right.
You know, that if they really honed what they got God-given could be special.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's an interesting
like,
thought.
there's a whole nother thing when you got people that have willed their way into being... some of the most legend, like Chris Tucker, would you deem him like he's so much more than just a comedian? You know what I'm saying? Sure. And you think about how he developed something to be able to do something like a Rush Hour, to be able to play somebody like Smokey. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, the people that actually have that gift and then find a way to really work this that we talking about, like the actual grind of it and doing the work. It's like, bro, we can have so many people.
Most elite people.
We got so many actually creators. Funny, talented. Like God put some talent in all of us, bro. Yeah. And some people will their way to that shit.
And then it turned out. Then it turned out to be like some great actors, like Eddie. Bro, I think Eddie.
Oh my gosh.
Eddie Murphy, though, he don't get enough credit for his acting.
Come on, like,
everybody
what we
says
talking
he's
about?
number one in the comedian world, like
in the acting world,
it's fact. Like like he's such a talented. He does music. He, like
bro, the Nutty Professor itself should tell you everything.
Right now, for real.
Don't have enough space for all the talent that we've seen. It's really got to be like a top 5 got to be out of here, bro. It's really like a top 15.
Come on.
Nah, right.
All these categories.
And we only got a couple generations. That's the crazy part, bro.
That's the other thing.
It's like we are what, like the 3rd, 4th generation of all of this stuff, Black entertainment?
Sidney Poitier's class is 1.
Bro,
yeah.
Unless there's something before him.
Sidney Poitier.
He's probably class 1.
And then what, you go into Samuel and
Denzel,
like 2,
Lawrence Fishburne.
3. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
Or we might be 4
We
if you
might
take like
be
a
4.
like a Nate
Might be
Parker's
4.
generation
Yeah,
that's like slightly older than us.
Yeah, it's like big cousin.
4th generation.
Your big cousin.
Because
so
they
we
not
like
old enough to
4.
be our parents, but
Right.
they big brothers basically.
We like basically 4th generation.
Yeah, say
we
4.
just got here because generation 2 and 3 are still alive.
Man, they still kicking it.
Yeah, they still in our spot.
And they have half the rights we have.
Yeah. It's wild.
They
You know
were
what I'm saying?
considered 3/5 of people at the time, and
Man.
they was getting off.
And they
Like,
just think about people like Delroy Lindo or
bro.
like he just now getting
legend. That's what I mean.
Like,
It can't
bro,
even be a top 5.
and
Like,
he
ain't missed ever.
man, bro.
The brother ain't never missed.
Like,
and
I was
nothing
just
I've
watching
seen him
this
in.
Christmas over the holidays, and I'm like, bro, I forgot. Like, just what a goat. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
bro.
Like,
He's always been everything. He's never disappointed me.
Never
Never,
I believed him in every role he's ever played. Whoever he's been, I
Right.
believed him.
oh, man.
I
You
thought
know
he
you
was
had
that
to question
person.
his acting.
Like he deserve all his flowers.
Man,
you know what
we
I
gotta
mean?
do better as figuring out ways to like highlight our people because the system ain't.
That's why I was
Nah,
just having
for
that
sure.
moment because
Yeah.
I'm
The
like
system for
blowing,
sure
when
ain't
you
for
actually
sure
sit
ain't.
and think about how much talent and what has been done, it's like, bro, like the sky's the limit for everybody,
It's
bro.
also crazy because somebody like Delroy, like he don't even feel how he should feel in life all the time.
He should
feel
be
like
getting
you-
celebrated
Yeah,
you
all
should-
the
what?
time.
He should feel different. His
Man.
walk should be different right now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like he should be more elevated. And it's like
He should be like Denzel level,
You
bro.
feel
yeah,
me?
it's like 30 of them dudes
Mhm.
around his world,
Yes.
his class that's like legendary.
It's crazy though because when we have conversations like this with people like, I ain't gonna put it out there because one of our good homies is a star. He mentions a lot about how he feels like it was always, just one at a time when it was black people when it came to being a
yeah.
star.
Oh, that's a fact.
And it's like
Yeah.
you think
That's a
about
fact.
how many people that were just as talented as some others that just got the opportunity
Yeah.
and then given everything basically and then leaving everybody else to kind of have to be in the middle class of it all, so to
Right.
speak.
To be number 6.
It's crazy. The
on
talent ain't different. It's
Right.
just the opportunity.
Right.
Yeah, to be number 6 on the call sheet for your whole career when you were clearly number 1. Could have been number 1 half your
Every-
career. It's
Maybe
wild.
not on this movie, but there's plenty of other movies going
Even
around
like,
that you could have been number 1 on that they
like,
chose not to put you
oh
number
man,
1.
why am I blanking on his name? He played Pinky
Oh,
on Friday.
Colin, Powell, what's his name? You talking about Clinton Powell?
Yeah.
yeah.
I was about to say Colin Powell.
Even,
Whoa.
even I'm crazy.
Whoa.
We're on our like 3rd or 4th side. It's time to wrap this up and go eat.
Yeah, boy, y'all about to say I need lunch.
Yeah, no, we definitely
I
need
need to
lunch.
get-
I just felt it in that moment that my brain.
Ooh,
But
yeah.
even his role in Menace to Society, when he came to the door
Oh,
and was like, "Won't you come back around here about 7:30?"
Yeah.
It's still crazy jokes that I'm still. And it wasn't funny in the thing, but it's funny because it's like
you actually
you know what I'm
live
saying? Like
this.
Right.
legendary moments in our cinema, not celebrated enough, man. I gotta get $1 billion, man, because it'd be cool to just shoot everybody.
I think that there's been a long gap.
The Avengers.
and you know they ain't touched the bread.
I think it's been a long gap since those type of movies, though, and we talk about it a lot. It's like it's our generation's time.
Yeah.
Like the 30-somethings, we never really got our chance to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
We've had COVID happen in the middle of our adulthood. Inflation is out of control. Like literally, we got to do 3 times as much as a
Half
lot
the
of
creators
generations.
I know
just
have
to
moved
be-
out of LA.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
think it's cost our generation a lot in terms of storytelling. Like we talk about it, we haven't seen the stories of us growing up with the oversized clothes and
Right.
the Walkman and what it was like when technology just
Tall
started
tees.
becoming the center of our lives. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Before we're like the only generation that was on the cusp of becoming young adults
Yeah.
when technology actually was being
No, we know a
implemented.
story with no tech.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we was
Oh,
we
man.
was literally
We're like
living in-
we're like a dying breed.
and we was in the conscious stage of life where this was like our core development years, and our whole world changed from our childhood.
Nigga, it changed like it went from
Yeah.
Now it's just
And it's just still, man.
Chart is out of control. Like, and
I ain't gonna lie. When niggas look back, they gonna look back at the millennial generation like, I ain't gonna lie, y'all done.
It's a 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Have you also
what a time
noticed
in
like
humanity.
how young millennials look? Because even the generation
Oh, yeah,
after
we all
us kind of
look
looks
young.
older than us.
That's what I'm saying,
It's,
bro.
it's
Like,
a weird. It's a
when
weird.
we get our
when they was
stories
our
off,
age,
yeah,
they just look. It was they looked older. They looked like they've been through some
I
shit.
look at
Yeah,
kids
they
in high
look like
school
they've
and
been
old
through some
footage,
stuff.
and they look like adults.
Oh man, they're balding. All kinds
Nigga,
of
what?
stuff. Yeah.
But
It's a
I say
whole
that to
different
say
world.
though, like, I think we got a special generation that I think that's part of the reason probably the world has been so crazy, because we are gonna, when we make our imprint on this world and our storytelling really gets to be told, we still are youthful enough and savvy enough and hip enough to be able to still do it, even though I feel like a lot of things have been postponed.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of them things where I think we are the last generation for, I feel like, film and cinema and all these things, entertainment, to stay at least somewhat of what they've been that we grew up on, because it will be forgotten
We
about.
put it
with
on our back
technology,
and we can make it.
you know.
We could take it out of here, man. We definitely got high before this conversation, so now we just on everything. I think
I love all these topics though.
Appreciate the smoke.
Clips gonna be clipping.
we probably have 20 clips in this episode. You're like, what? Was that all in the same episode? I'm going to just wrap it up, man. And we'll give you the opportunity, if you got any closing thoughts, Dean, to share with the audience about, to creatives, any message you want to put out
And
there.
then I'm gonna ask them one question afterwards.
Okay, cool. Well, let's ask the question and then we'll wrap it up. Yeah.
Okay.
Ask the question.
It's a question for you. It's gonna make you think,
Okay, I like to think.
but it's gonna be a good one. If you got asked to do your dream role tomorrow, actual dream role, unlimited budget, literally dream role, what would that role be? And what price would you start negotiations at? And you could still blow the deal.
Yeah, so you got to come up with a number that won't blow the deal, but you feel like
in your mind,
it's worth your time and efforts as
for
the
your
lead
dream
of this
role.
film.
Number one on the call sheet.
Yeah.
Budget is whatever your dream role's budget is.
Yeah.
It could be indie film for all I know.
What's the bread and what's the role?
The dream role that I would want to play. I want to portray Suge Knight.
Ooh, we might have to cut this out because we might have to start building that.
They done
tomorrow.
made some weak Suge movies. The Suge movies been weak, or his appearances in movies have been weak. But like a real one though.
And I've auditioned for Suge Knight a few things that's not whatever.
That's a heater.
Yeah.
We might have to hit.
I
might be able to
don't
figure
even
it
know if you heard.
out.
I hit you about it the other day. Like,
Yeah.
I want to start putting stuff together.
We might have to hit Suge.
That's not a reach.
Not at all.
That's
Suge Knight, the price.
and if we come up with a crazy story,
Let him tell his side of it.
Let him tell.
Let me tell my side.
Yeah.
That movie worked.
Let me tell my side. You right.
Let me tell my side.
You right.
You know what I mean? Especially with
We might find out a lot.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, and
That's crazy. That's
he probably got so much stuff that
Oh
we
my
just
gosh.
what?
He's a giant.
Oh man, bro!
He's a
Like
giant.
the stories that he would have with
Oh my goodness.
you know, I mean,
Dude,
like,
man, what the stories we probably know 10%.
yeah.
10%. The things that have come out 10%.
And how much would you be starting negotiations?
Yeah, what's the
at?
bread?
What's your rate? Don't be shy.
I mean, if I'm being like realistic, or if I can get it tomorrow where I'm at right now in my career, man, I would think.
I mean, we're not being realistic.
We talking about if this is your dream and this happened tomorrow, you got the call and it was like shit. They said name your price. What you telling?
Too realistic is $50K to $100K for me right now. That's too realistic.
Too realistic.
Yeah, that's too realistic for me.
Right, I'm like
I gotta
200,
manifest something.
300,
300
200
For your
300.
dream role.
My dream
But
role.
you think about it. How long are they shooting?
I mean, well, I'll say this though. In that context of that story, that might be in that world.
Right.
Because we've asked this question before, but those projects have been much larger.
Yeah.
This is like biopic. This is gritty. This is out the mud.
Right.
This is right cinematography.
Yeah,
Right
some A24
this
shit.
is A24.
Yeah.
Get in, get out.
Yeah.
Gritty.
Shoot ain't gonna be 7 months long.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we're
No,
shooting this in like
is
14,
out.
15 days.
15 days.
And we gonna get it. We get it out the mud.
Yeah. This is one of those, but I'll
like
still
that.
put you at 500K, Dean. I'll
fuck
say,
with that.
like, get the half a ticket.
Just to have
Get the half a ticket.
I thought about that, you know what I mean? I thought, I'm like, is that greedy? I'm like,
But
nah.
I'm not gonna lie, when you start thinking about Death Row Records and all of this stuff getting attached to it, I probably price you at like $1 million. I probably price you at $1 million with the sponsors. Yeah. Because what it's gonna mean to the culture and the community, and it's
If you
gonna
can
be
get the right situation behind it.
yeah.
I do
I'll
deserve
fuck
$1
with
million.
that. Do you deserve $1 million? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We fight for it.
Yeah,
we fight for it. We in the room fighting for that.
Sure, that's the one, boy.
No, that's a
fire,
fact,
though.
man.
That's
I'm
good.
gonna just we're gonna close it out on just some closing thoughts. You got anything else for the audience, Dean?
Don't stop. Keep grinding. Be consistent and disciplined. But don't stop. Like, really do the work. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm really talking to myself about that too. You know, there's so many other things that I want to do.
Advice to myself.
We all need that.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I got features that I want to write down, ideas that I didn't put, like, that I need to really get to. So, like, man, I just think, man, if it's something that you really love, that you want to do, man, just push, go through it wholeheartedly, and have a plan, though. You know what I mean? Like, that's another thing, man. It's
Major key.
gotta have a plan, and that's that's me talking to myself again too. I'm like, and go out and do it. I grinded for a year and a half doing comedy before I really like got on stage, and it's like that's when I seen like, oh, this is the work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to
Different
get to
appreciation.
you gotta, and this has to be applied to everything that you want to do. You know what I mean? Like, so
No, that's a fact.
yeah.
What you got, Rich? Tell some people how they
Yeah,
gonna
like that. Don't be afraid of the work. And I also like what you were saying too. Make a plan.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when you make a plan, stop being a dream, start becoming a goal. You know what I'm saying? When you take it out of that dream category and you start putting it in reality, and it's like, no, this is the goal.
Yeah.
So everything I'm about to be doing is about to be going towards the goal.
Yeah.
Right.
And now your dreams are becoming a reality.
That's
and
it.
you're looking around and you're like, oh shit, I've been dreaming this whole time instead of doing and acting on the dream.
Put that action.
You know, a lot of people picture the dream from a third person perspective.
Yeah.
It gotta be first person.
Yeah.
You gotta think about what it's like actually looking from that lens, not from on the sidelines. Like, what we talking about? And I ain't never even put it that way until just now, but it makes sense.
No,
Nah,
hit.
dude,
You know
that
what I'm
makes perfect
saying?
sense.
And-
Rich be saying shit on this.
Yeah, that was a clip right there. That was a clip right there.
Hey, man.
Yeah, no, that was a major key. And I'm gonna just triple down on what y'all said, man. You know, I'll give people some context to that plan too. You know, like, plans take time to develop.
For sure.
You know, and depending on how big your dream is, depending on your plan, it's going to take however long it's going to take to make that plan. Right. Rich and I spent 2025, the entire year, coming up with the plan for 2026.
Yeah.
An entire year. We've been plotting points on boards and running scenarios and figuring out things that I believed was only going to take maybe a month or two, and it spanned the year of planning. And during that time, I was like, man, this is terrible. I'm feeling bad that it's taking so long. I'm feeling behind. I'm like feeling rushed. But then I really just started getting comfortable with the idea of that the plan we were implementing was so large that there was no way to even figure that out. And now that we're rolling into 26, and most of that plan is ready to go, and the Q1 stuff we have to do in Q1 is ready to go. That's how we even got to this pod today. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I just say all that to say for people out there that your plan is going to take however long the plan is going to be. Your plan is going to be whatever it's going to be. And you can't feel the pressure of insignificant deadlines that don't matter about anything, because the journey is going to take how long it's going to take. It's like driving a car, man. People be thinking, oh, I'm speeding, I'm going to get there quicker. You still going to catch the stoplight. You still going to run into the stop sign. You still going to get caught behind that slow car. The old lady still got to cross the street. You got to wait for her. You've been speeding this whole time, and you saved 47 seconds.
Man, that's
risked the ticket for $500.
You risked your life.
And somebody else's life, everybody else's.
Right. it don't. God don't work like that.
Nah,
you know, you can't
real.
rush greatness. So take your time, everybody. We've been on this thing for
Preparation.
I don't know how long, but that's the Any Day Now pod, man. Dean, thank you for coming through. As
Appreciate
always,
you,
Rich.
sir.
You know what I'm saying? We in this thing. But that's the pod, y'all. We out. Any day
Yes,
now.
sir.
Man, any day now.
Peace.
That's a good one right there.
Hey, you dropped your mic.